What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another War Within video. Hope you're all doing very well. We're going to talk about Farseer Resto Shaman. If you don't know, in the last patch notes that just went by, like this past Tuesday, they got buffed dramatically. Hydra Bubble got buffed. The Farseers, the actual ancestors themselves got buffed. Our Chain Heal and Healing Wave, Healing Surge, it all got buffed for Farseer only. So this is the build that I prefer to play. I'm not really a fan of Totemic, I'm not gonna lie. For me, it's actually just really boring, and I tried it a lot actually over this past week and to the comparison, and it just felt really boring in my opinion. I'm not saying it isn't strong, of course it's very strong, but it's boring, and I'm not really a fan of that. I like Ancestors. You get more active, you have control over your healing and when you want to use it, and we're going to talk about all that in this video. I'm going to show you some raid footage of us killing Mythic OAB, and then I'm also going to show you some Mythic Plus footage after that. Yo, I really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe on the video. I gotta get some coffee. Bye. Let me just talk about the build really quickly first of all, okay? How does Farseer Resto Shaman even work? It's basically, Totemic has a lot of steady healing from Surging Totem and Healing Stream Totems and stuff. Very, very strong. Lots of steady healing over time. Farseer is like the burst option, right? So you summon your ancestors and you can just crank out a bunch of healing in that moment, in about a 10-second window or about a 6 to 10 second window, depending on how you're using your talents there. But basically, here's what it does. Big burst healing when the ancestors are up. You get big Riptide plus Chain Heal like combinations, and that's like your bread and butter, especially with like Coalescing Water and High Tide, and then all the buffs to Riptide on here. Very, 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 very strong. On top of that, you get you proc Ascendance like all the time because you get an extra charge of Riptide, and you have Deeply Rooted, and you're procking it like literally all the time, way more often than you proc it on Totemic, because you're just Riptide, 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 boom, there's one. Riptide, 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 boom, you get another one. It just happens like all the time. It's really awesome, and it becomes a massive part of your healing. On top of that, your Healing Rain, which becomes, you know, with Totemic, Healing Rain is the central component. It's Surging Totem, which replaces Healing Rain, right? And then you get all these other buffs going on. On Farseer, it's really not the central theme at all. You don't use Healing Rain to heal people. You use Healing Rain really only to apply insurance to people, because your tier set bonus applies insurance when you put Healing Rain down. So you still want to put your Healing Rain down almost all the time. Like you don't want to just not cast it, because the insurance proc is very strong. But just understand, you're not going to get a lot of healing out of Healing Rain, okay? Okay, here's the ABCs of Farseer Resto Shaman. Always be casting Riptide. Always be casting Riptide. Always, okay? Even if you're out of combat, if you're just about to get into combat, just keep the Riptides rolling on everybody. Okay, I promise you it's worth it. Riptide does multiple things. It does a buttload of healing because of all the talents that we have, including the ones on the hero tree. 20% more healing right there. On top of that, it puts a Deluge buff on people, which increases their healing received. And then it also does a Tidal Waves proc, which is really cool. That stacks up to 4 times with Farseer instead of only twice. So Riptide is that core fundamental spell. You must be casting it all the time, okay? That's the main thing you want to be thinking about. Also, you can use Chain Heal with this build a lot more than you can with Totemic. With Totemic, it's your totems that cast Chain Heal for you. In this build, you're casting Chain Heal, okay? Your Chain Heal is 25% stronger because of Maelstrom Supremacy. So you're going to be getting the Ancestral Swiftness every 30 seconds, which gives you a free spell. Use your Ancestral Swiftness on either Chain Heal or Healing Rain, but preferably Chain Heal, okay? Because it costs the most mana. It costs 126,000 mana, and it's now free with Ancestral Swiftness every 30 seconds, so make sure you're using it, okay? I'm going to talk more in detail about what's happening with the build. I just wanted to start out with a little disclaimer there at the beginning. Okay, here is Mythic One-Armed Bandit. Sorry, I'm going to backtrack. Here's the beginning of it. So the raid build, which I will link down below, the raid build includes things like right there. Sorry, I gotta actually just look at it really quickly because I forgot exactly what I threw in there. Yeah, well, I actually forgot to take Earthen Wall Totem on our kill video. I don't know why. I just literally, my brain fell out of my head. You should take Earthen Wall Totem. It's really, really good in raid. And then you're gonna take Downpour, okay? The main things that are going to change, and again, this is linked down below, don't worry. You're going to get the Sprouting Spirits for the extra healing there. You're going to dump Ancestral Awakening, go Primal Tidal Core, and Downpour. So Primal Tidal Core lets you spread more Riptides around. Downpour is just really good. It's a really efficient heal. And even though we don't have like a buffed version of Downpour in the same way that Totemic does, Downpour does actually get buffed by Maelstrom Supremacy. So it's 25% stronger. Again, the Downpour that you get from Surging Totem is even stronger still, but it's still a really, really good spell. So the rest of the talents basically stay the same. You're going to have Earthen Wall Totem, Downpour. You're going to add Primal Tidal Core, and you're going to add Spouting Spirits. Okay. Again, Downpour also increases everybody's max HP by 10% when they get. So those are the raid talents. Again, link down below if you want to copy them. So at the beginning, I dropped my Healing Tide Totem, and the Healing Tide Totem, it does a lot of work at the beginning. Again, I have a lower cooldown on my Healing Tide Totem. It's about 2 minutes and 10 seconds or something. So it ends up healing quite a lot. You get to use it a lot during the encounter. All my cooldowns are, of course, assigned in Mythic kills, because that's what you have to do to be able to get Mythic kills. So primarily, I'm interested in doing a couple things. I want to spread my Riptides as much as possible. I want to keep Healing Rain on the ground with Deluge, and then I have to use my cooldowns at the right time and use them appropriately. So here I have Ascendance rolling. I just did a Deluge, or not Deluge, sorry, Downpour. Keep saying Deluge. And then I have Spirit Link Totem here for that damage that's coming out, that pumping damage that's coming out. And then we're back to normal healing. And our normal healing basically consists of like Riptide, 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 and then we do Chain Heal, Chain Heal. And that's like Riptide, 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 Chain Heal, maybe only one Chain Heal. You're just pressing Riptide all the time. That's what you're doing, okay? And again, the biggest reason to do it in the raid especially is to trigger Ascendance with Deeply Rooted. You're going to get so many of those Ascendance triggers. It's going to be amazing. You're going to feel really, really good. We have to dispel people with the fire swirlies as well. That's just an extra thing the healers have to do. Not a big deal. And yeah, we just carry on. There's not a whole lot. It's not complicated, but it's just the little details that you got to get right. Make sure that, again, you're Riptiding all the time and to conserve mana. And then make sure you're buffing your chain heals. Or sorry, your chain healing in between as well, because the two of them work really, really well together with the Coalescing Waters talent. This is a new talent that got added, right? Chain heals mana cost is reduced. Chain heal increases the healing of your next Riptide. So you want to make sure you're, again, chain healing into Riptides. That's what you want to be doing.
You ready to take big hit out?
I don't have any cooldowns right now, so again, we're just healing as much as we can with our regular spells. Somebody else covered that moment there. We're about to get our Healing Tide Totem back. I think this guy's going to pulse a bunch of AoE damage, and then we're going to hit our Healing Tide Totem. We have to stand near these coins to get buffed by the coins. That's an important part of this fight as well. I think it's like 10% more healing. Okay. This is where it starts to get really chaotic. This fight is just getting really crazy. There's another Dispel. There's a bunch of fires that are about to come out. Another Healing Rain down. Then I'll hit a Downpour. There's my Healing Tide Totem. I think I was late on Healing Tide Totem. Super late, actually. I don't know why, but anyway. Our healing is fine, though. If you look on the left side of your screen, you can see our healing over here. Okay, there. I just did an Ancestral Swiftness into a Healing Rain. In Raid, doing your Ancestral Swiftness, instant free spell on Healing Rain is actually pretty good. It's better than on... You can still use it on Chain Heal. It's very good to use it on Chain Heal. But in Mythic Plus, you only want to use it on Chain Heal. Whereas in Raid, you can sometimes use it on Healing Rain if you want to. You can also use your Unleash Life on Downpour, and it'll affect more people, which is kind of cool. That's a bit of an advanced, kind of complicated thing, but you don't have to do that, but it's an option. Okay, it's getting really crazy here.
5, 3, 2.
Architect has to get up. Architect is our coin guy. Let me get to the final part of this fight, okay? We're going to move forward. It's really busy. There's a lot of crap going on. The boss is at 30%, okay? So we lost here.
Get in melee, boys. And
then we have to get in melee, and we have to bait these like Tesla coils that come down.
See that blue bait circle on the ground, get the fuck out.
This is where it gets kind of crazy. I'll turn it down a little bit. Ghost
Any
is.
defenses you have to live.
3, 2.
And then I'm gonna use Healing Tide Totem here.
Get away from that.
I drop it right now. Yeah, there we go. Healing Tide Totem to get rid of the Healing Absorb. And now I'm just healing like crazy. Again, I have lots of mana left. The boss is at 30%. I'm at 30% mana, so we're doing fine. We have lots left. I can basically pump like crazy for the rest of the fight.
1.
Another bait. So another one of these Tesla coils is coming down.
5 seconds if you
We have to move away.
even if it means dying.
I think it was kind of,
Beams now.
I guess it's there. Then there's beams coming. Those beams killed a couple people.
Beams in 2, sorry.
Oh yeah, the beams are coming right now. Beams in 0.5. I'm going to drop Spirit Link Totem here. Just to keep everybody alive. And this is good. It saves a couple people. And then I get sucked into this Tesla coil. I can't see the Tesla coil because the boss's frame, like the boss is over top of it. And I die. I didn't even know it was there. And then I try to reincarnate and jump away, but I die again. Really unfortunate. So our healing would have been a lot better if I didn't die there. But anyway, at the moment of dying, we were doing over 3 million HPS here with the build. It works just fine. And then I'll move ahead here. We get the kill right here. It's kind of a messy kill. It's our first kill. We actually end up getting it, which is pretty cool. Then I'll look at my healing here. There you go. So our heals, chain heal, Riptide. As I said, insurance is actually really high. Again, you have to keep those healing rains on the ground, even though they're not really good for healing. Look at the healing of Healing Rain. It was only about 4.7%. That's not bad actually in a raid. It'll be worse in Mythic Plus, but really you're pressing Healing Rain just for the insurance proc, okay? Healing Surge from our ancestors. That's because whenever I Riptide and there's an ancestor up, they're going to cast a Healing Surge, which is awesome, right? And then there's the rest of the stuff right there. So that's what it's going to look like in a raid scenario for you. And let me look at Mythic Plus here. I'm just going to look at a couple of fights in this plus 12 Floodgate that we did. How you liking the bear? So Yo Mama, of course, is a pretty tough boss fight. And I'm going to show you some of the other ones as well. Most important part of this fight, of course, is the intermission, which is coming up right now. Lynx actually dies right before the intermission, unfortunately. He turned his back and got smacked. So here we go. I Spirit Link just to keep everybody stable because Lynx ended up dying there. And then we're just doing Riptides into Chain Heals. One important talent that we are taking... really quickly, I'll just highlight, is this here, Flow of the Tides. It basically says, if you chain heal somebody with Riptide on them, it consumes the Riptide and then makes your chain heal 30% stronger. I was taking it in the raid as well. It's actually very powerful because we have so many charges of Riptide, because we're Riptiding literally on cooldown and it's covering the entire team. You can afford to consume those Riptides and then put another one out right away. So it's okay. Don't worry about it. It's not like the extra 30% that you're getting onto your chain heal is completely worth it. And your chain heals will start cranking if you basically get in the habit of doing this. So you like look for somebody who has a Riptide and chain heal that person, and it will consume that one Riptide, and then it will be 30% stronger for whenever it goes out, which is super good. So there you go. There's the second intermission here. I have Ascendance. I'm not even using it. Watch, I'm chain healing this person. They have Riptide on them. Boom. Big healing there. Again, I'm not even... I didn't even Ascendance there. I could have, but I didn't need to because the build is just strong enough, in my opinion, to handle it. Do we get another intermission? Mama's mad. We do. We get one more intermission here. I'll just go forward here. Jump start. Yeah, it's just not... I think I do pop Ascendance for this one. Let me back it up so you can actually see it. There we go. So she's starting right now. We do pop Ascendance here. This get Healing Rain down. Ascendance. Unleash Life to get your ancestors going. And you can just see the healing is more than enough. I think this build could work pretty well, actually, in some higher level keys. Higher, meaning right now, like, I don't know, 13, 14, 15s. Obviously, people are doing, like, plus 20s right now. So I don't know how it does up there, but I do know that at this level, it's perfectly fine. Okay? Here's a Warp Blood guy. Excuse me. This is a lot of AoE damage going out. Again, we get our ancestors out. I got an Ascendance proc because I'm pressing Riptide all the time. If you're pressing Riptide all the time, you will get Ascendance procs and you will get rewarded. And then you do tons of healing, okay? It's really just not that bad. Okay, then we go down to... let me skip ahead to the packs right before Swamp Phase. Oh, no, it's these guys here. So these Disturbed Kelps do a lot of AoE damage, right? This is a pretty dangerous pack. Once they all start spinning, you can crowd control them to death, basically. And we end up doing a pretty good job here. But again, if you do need to do extra healing, just Riptides into Chain Heal. That's all you got to do. Here's Swamp Phase. This is a tough boss. One of the tougher bosses in Mythic Plus. You got to keep people going here. Remember, keep the Healing Rain on the ground. And then for this first damage, I think I do Healing Tide Totem. Or I just heal through it. I can't remember. I got to just heal through it. Yeah. I'm just using my mana basically. That's all you're doing. I'm just leveraging my mana by pressing really juiced up chain heals. They cost a lot of mana, of course, but they produce a tremendous amount of healing because we have Riptides on people. And then again, we're getting that 30% extra. Now I have Spirit Link and I have Ascendance and I have Healing Tide Totem. So again, there's Healing Tide Totem right there. I'm putting Healing Stream Totems down as well. In this build, Healing Stream Totem doesn't do as much healing as in Totemic, of course, but you still want to put them down. Just have one down all the time. Have at least one Healing Stream Totem down all the time, and you will be, you'll get lots of healing out of that, okay? So, yeah, super important. We'll get to the next AoE here. Awaken the Swamp. I've got Real Ascendance going this time. This is not a proc. I think I do. Oh, no, there was a proc, sorry. Then I do Spirit Link. So very nice. Then I heal people up. And then I still have Ascendance for the last one. Which is really nice. So here's the Awaken the Swamp. I pop Ascendance. Let me back it up a little bit. Sorry. I got popped Ascendance already just to keep people topped up so that going into this dangerous moment here, everybody's kind of topped up. And I still have Ascendance rolling and I'm just chain healing and riptiding while I'm doing it. I even had Spearwalker's Grace, which I didn't use there. Could have used it there. And there you go. That's the end of that fight. 2.72 mil. We could have done more healing, but we didn't need to because it's only a 12. On like a 14 or something, you'd obviously need to do a little bit more healing. Here's Bubbles. Bubbles is pretty dangerous, right? In this season's dungeon. Here we go. He's going to do his big AoE. Get Healing Rain down. Healing Rain also puts the Deluge buff on people, which buffs the amount of healing you do to them. And then I'm just chain healing. It's like everywhere. Which is awesome. Very good. And then we'll get another AoE here. I have Healing Tide Totem that I could use. I don't think I need to, though. I just do my Ancestors here. Chain Heal Riptide. That's the name of the game. Oh, I do Healing Tide Totem at the very end. Keep people top. Healing Tide Totem is really strong in Mythic Plus. It's twice as effective as in Raid, which is really cool. It actually does an enormous amount of healing in Mythic Plus, so don't sleep on that cooldown. It's super, super strong. Last backwash, we have our Unleash Life, which gets us 2 Ancestors. And then we get a big heal here. Boom. I actually had 3 Ancestors up right there, which is pretty awesome. And then we'll keep going. I think I had 5. Oh, yeah. Let me go back to Swamp Face for 2 seconds. 126.05. I just want to show you. Because you can get multiple Ancestors at the same time, right? So I'm running the build where when I press Riptide, there's a chance that I get an Ancestor. And then whenever my Ancestors expire, there's a chance I get another Ancestor. So right now, I'm going to press Unleash Life and get 2 of them, I think, in a second here. And then I'll also get a whole bunch more because I'm pressing. So there's 2. And then I keep pressing my Riptides, and I end up getting up to 5 here, which is crazy. There's 4 Ancestors right there. And then I get a 5th one. So I have 5 Ancestors. So if I press Riptide on one person, they get 5 healing surges hitting them right afterwards. Isn't that crazy? Now they're going to start disappearing in a second here, but like that's how cool that kind of is. I don't know, I think it's just awesome. I love that you can just get a bunch of random ones and get sort of Giga Juice there. Okay, here's the double Dark Fuse guys at the end. They're very dangerous. This is a very tough pull for healers. You have to manage your cooldowns really well here. Spearwalker's Grace is super good because you can move while casting, so make sure you use that. Again, I'm not doing anything special, guys. I'm dropping Healing Tide Totem. I'm keeping Healing Rain on the ground. I have my Healing Stream Totems on the ground as well. And then it's just Riptide Chain Heal. Riptide, rock around, Chain Heal. Riptide this guy, Chain Heal that guy. I have the talent that makes my Healing Surges instant cast after I drop Healing Tide Totem. You drop your big cooldown and then you get 3 instant cast Healing Surges, which is super cool as well. It's very helpful for like single target healing. And there you go. We're getting another Ascendance proc there for these guys. I mean, we can cover. We're doing 3.4 mil HPS right now. It's not a problem. You can easily handle it with this build. It has that really, really good burst healing. There's the healing from that moment. Just those 2 mobs that I was killing. Again, Chain Heal, Riptide, and then Healing Surge. Really, really big there. Here's the final boss. This is Giesel Giga Zap. Turbocharge happens at the beginning. Again, we get our Ancestors out. I'm not popping a cooldown for this. I'm getting my Healing Stream Totems down, though. Hopefully past Zuko. I'm just chain healing, to be honest. I should have been getting my there. I put a Healing Stream Totem in there, but again, you're just so strong with the healing with the chain heals. They're super, super strong. Okay, the zap's coming. This is the most dangerous part about this fight, in my opinion, is the two people who get zapped. They need to handle those zaps like really well, or else there's a danger that they're going to die. And you need to respond really quickly and heal them up, or else they're definitely going to die. So just be aware of that. Leaping Spark is on us. Then we get Thunder Punch on the tank, and then we get the intermission here. Second intermission, I'm going to pop something here. I think it's Healing Tide Totem that I dropped, but I have Spirit Link Totem still and Ascendant. So there you go. I have three Ancestors out, and I have Healing Tide rolling. I have my instant cast Healing Surges, which I can use on people. If I have to move while casting, I can just instantly heal that person. So I can just like Riptide Healing Surge, Riptide Healing Surge, right? It's really, really nice quality of life. You don't have to ever stop healing. Put my Healing Rain back down, do some damage, and that's about the end of that fight. I mean, this is just not, it's not that hard, guys. I promise you, if you've been thinking about playing Farseer Resto Shaman, you should give it a shot. It's a lot of fun. It's a little bit more active than Totemic. Certainly, it's not as boring as Totemic, in my opinion. It's much more active, which is, in my opinion, is more fun. It's a more fun way to play a healer. There's my healing, Chain Heal, Riptide, Insurance, Healing Surge, because of all the instant healing surges I was getting from the Healing Tide Totem. And then Earth Shield was big. There's the Restorative Mists. That's just me getting a proc of Ascendance and me pressing Ascendance, but primarily this Restorative Mist healing is just me getting procs on procs on procs because I'm pressing Riptide all the time. There's the buffed up Hydro Bubbles from the Ancestors. So 4% of our healing just from Hydro Bubble is quite good, actually. That's how much that thing got buffed. Very, very nice. That's it. That's the healing, guys. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you have any questions, this is a very strong build. It's a fun build. It's more active than Totemic. In my opinion, it's just as good as Totemic. Maybe it's slightly worse, but you can have so much fun on it. If you're trying to do up to like a plus 12 key or a plus 13, 14 keys, if you're trying to do those, this build will work perfectly fine for you. You can do even higher. I know you can do even higher than that, but I'm just letting you know that it would work perfectly fine. Don't be scared about playing Farseer. It's just a lot of fun. The Ancestors are awesome, and I'm really enjoying it a lot. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I will answer any questions you have down there. Thank you so much again for watching. I love y'all. I'll see you in the next one.